Hi, this is Patriot Mom 007. I'm here with Sheriff Mark Lamb, and we are at an update on the border with Jan DeBoscus. Also, we're going to see her later tonight. Hi, Sheriff. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Thank you for all your work.
Oh, thank you so much for just joining us tonight.
It's a patriot right here.
He's so generous with his time. I love this guy. We all love this guy. He's our American sheriff, isn't he? So I want to start great stuff happening for you. I saw the other day you were in Texas.
Austin, Texas, yep.
Big
just
stuff on the stage and smoke. What was going on over there?
Oh, that's a great event. American Freedom Tour. I think we had Donald Trump Jr., Mike Pompeo, obviously President Trump.
Yes.
Great event. So many other great speakers. It was honestly such a good turnout. The energy was good, and of course President Trump is always
on top of his game, right? So are you going to be doing a little touring with them?
So I've been fortunate enough to where I keep making the cut. I wonder why they're calling me.
We need a closer.
It's still honestly surreal to look at these advertisements where my picture's on there with Donald Trump Jr. and President Trump.
Awesome.
But these are just people that want to put America first, who love America, and we're trying to give the people hope. We're trying to give people just rekindle that passion and love for freedom, America, and that's what I love about the American Freedom Tour. It's really about faith, family, freedom, and finances is their mantra. So.
That's great. So any cities you're going to be at in the near future?
Yes, Memphis on June 18th.
Okay.
It's actually going to be just over the border in Mississippi, but in that Memphis area on June 18th.
And we can look them up on American Freedom Tours.
You can see it at AmericanFreedomTour.com.
Perfect.
AmericanFreedomTour.com.
So check that out, everyone. Also, let's get right to the border security, the wall, the mass, I say, illegal entrants that are coming in daily. I saw another 200 Bill Malusian covered it this morning. Every morning I see it before 7 o'clock. So you've been down there. Let's say when the last time you were down there, what you were seeing, and maybe you can give some of us some hope that somebody, i.e. you, your people, are working in some fashion more than what they see happening.
Well, we don't even have to go all the way to the border to see all the problems that we're experiencing. It's a complete disaster.
Right.
They're allowing unprecedented number of people to come through. And look, it's not the Border Patrol agents, it's not the CBP agents or the ICE agents. They're doing an amazing job.
Right.
They're handcuffed by their administration. And when you have 300,000 people come in a month, which is about 10,000 people a day, you become babysitters is what you're doing. You're just trying to process people as fast as you can. And then it's passing into my county, like the gotaways, and a lot of the people that are not even registering on the gotaways. Camouflage clothes, carpet shoes, we're going to talk about that tonight. People who are trying to avoid detection. When you go into the desert areas on the south end of my county, which is 50, 60 miles off the border, it feels like an invasion.
Yes. It feels like it on TV, and I'm not even there physically.
Right.
And I can see it with my own eyes.
And what I want the American people to understand is, folks, this is about human trafficking and drug trafficking into America.
That's right.
Our inability to secure the border is resulting in women who are coming here, trying to come here, being raped, children being used as pawns, men being extorted, and then they're trafficking in methamphetamine and fentanyl, the poisons that are now killing our loved ones.
100,000 people.
It is the leading cause of death in America between the ages of 18 and 45 years old, and yet our government is not talking about it, nor is the mainstream media for the most part. Imagine we're here in Scottsdale. Imagine if the cartel dropped a bomb on Scottsdale, Arizona, and killed 100,000 people.
Right.
What would we do as a country?
That is well said.
We went to war for 20 years over what happened in 9/11, and there was less than 4,000 Americans died that day. And please, I'm not minimalizing that or in any way. I'm trying to put into perspective just how big of an issue. The cartel is poisoning American civilians, men, women, children, teenagers.
And it's coming originally coming through China, is that correct?
Some of the components, but this is all being put together in Mexico.
Okay.
China is part of it, but it's predominantly coming from the cartels in Mexico. We know where it's coming from, how it's getting in here through the southern border. You would think that this would be a lot easier for our government to take care of.
You think?
I would honestly love to give you some hope, because I am one of those guys that gives hope.
What do you think is a possible plan C or D down the road that hasn't happened yet?
The only hope I can give you is you have the opportunity to vote these people out. They are the ones responsible for not securing the southern border. We have to take this country back one political position at a time.
Yes.
Because this administration, their policies are not only not doing the job, the policies are actually throwing gas on the fire right now, or lack of policies. So it's a problem. We've got to fix it. We can fix it if they would just, I would say the simplest thing for this administration to do is go back to the policies that President Trump had, put your pride aside, and let's get those policies back in place so that we can start to get control of this issue. We can do it. The people are ready to do it. The sheriffs, the border patrol, we can do it.
So, and that's just really just stay in Mexico. It just provides a means for the border patrol to navigate the numbers of people. It's not saying don't let them in ever. It's just a regulation tool, if you will, for a process that otherwise has become chaotic. That's really what we're saying. We're not saying don't come over. We're just saying let's just do it a little more orderly. Yes?
Yeah, we're saying if you have a legitimate claim to asylum, then that's going to be processed in
Mexico
in an orderly fashion.
Yes.
And you remain in Mexico during that time. Right now, I don't know if your viewers know this, but right now they're giving these people court dates from anywhere between 2 and 5 years from now.
I did not hear
That's
that.
the first time that they're going to go to court. Wow. So they're saying, come on in the country. Here's a phone. Here's this
aid,
and we just need you to show back up in court in 2 to 5 years from now.
So I have not heard that. I listen to a lot of news. I've not heard anyone mention this particular specific time frame on coming back to court. Is this something I feel like we need to be telling more about? The people who are talking about this, is that something maybe they should be highlighting out loud to the people listening?
I try to every chance I get.
Because I can't believe I haven't heard that time frame yet.
The problem is I get on an interview on TV and you have 2 minutes and you're answering questions that they're asking you.
We're not going to cut you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, but everything you say is valuable.
There's so much to all of this, and we're trying to condense it. I think we're going for 7 minutes now. There's so much to condense into a small time frame.
Right.
I try to hit as much as I can. I try to hit those points. But yeah, I mean, the majority of Americans should know that the court, this process that we have in place is not working.
So I was thinking it was going to be maybe 6 months to a year, year and a half, but I would say maybe in the next few things you do, I would lead with that time frame, because as somebody who does scour the news all the time, to have not heard that number in relation to this situation, I'm very surprised.
It's going to be longer.
Yeah.
How do you?
Right. Backlog now is
300,000 people a month.
Right. I know.
I mean,
and we're already at 1.2 going into this year.
Yeah.
So
we don't have enough judges. We don't have enough courtrooms. We don't have enough.
Anything.
We don't have enough resources in place. And not only that, so it's 2 to 5 years for your initial appearance.
Right.
If you ask the ICE agents, they will tell you before Joe Biden, it would take probably about 6 to 8 years to actually remove somebody from the country through the court process. I would estimate that's probably going to be 8 to 10 years now, and
you
probably
become
even
a citizen
more.
Legally in that time frame. Many of my friends have over the years.
I don't see a lot of them making the effort to do that.
I don't think they'll need to. With the government subsidies they're going to be getting from this point forward, I just don't see why anybody would. So we're going to just hope that come election time, everybody pays attention to what's been happening and really look into who you're voting for, and make sure they're not the same people who are in the offices now, because obviously that hasn't worked for anybody across the southern border and across the rest of our United States. Sheriff Mark Lamb has just shared with us some really important information. I'm going to highlight it, and hopefully we'll hear more from him about some of those numbers we heard today, which is concerning, and we thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I love hearing from you. Everybody loves hearing from you directly, and we
thank you everybody for all the support.
And we're going to be splitting it in two, so everybody can watch all of it, and they can catch up with you on American Freedom Tour and at the border, and we're going to hear from him a lot more coming in this next year. So thanks again, Patriot Mom 007.
God bless.